Let's make a modern bridal bouquet. This tutorial is going to be more in-depth because I want to show you my comprehensive design technique. I'm starting with this orchid and these two anthuriums. I use what I call the wrap as you go method, and it just means that every time I add a stem to the bouquet, I add a dot of hot glue and wrap it with some floral tape. This is my preferred design technique, especially for modern structural designs like this bouquet. It keeps all the stems right where I want them, and it allows me to rest my hand, set the bouquet down if I need to, and it makes a really sturdy bouquet that won't fall apart. If you're new here, I work exclusively with faux flowers, so all the stems I'm using are artificial blooms. I'm removing all the leaves from the flowers that I'm using since this is a whimsical contemporary design as opposed to a traditional greenery heavy arrangement. You'll notice that I bend a lot of the stems forward to get the exact angle that I need for the placement of the flower in the design. This is why artificial flowers are great for DIY projects. Real flowers are not this flexible, so if you want a bouquet in this style using real blooms, it requires advanced mechanics and floral design technique. These types of flowers, if you're using the live versions, are also very expensive, subject to seasonal availability, and the color is not going to be guaranteed. When you work with artificial flowers, they're available year-round, and you know exactly what you're going to get when you order the stems. They're also just so much easier to work with because they don't wilt, the stems don't break, if the bloom falls off, you can glue it back in place, and it won't fall apart throughout the day at your wedding. When you use the wrap as you go method, this is not only making your design process easier, it's also reinforcing every single stem in that bouquet. So this bouquet will not come apart, and it's not going to be this delicate, fragile thing that you have to be really careful with. You can take it with you when you're dress shopping, practice with it at your rehearsal, throw it in your suitcase for an out-of-town wedding, resell it after your wedding to recoup some of your costs, or just keep it as a memento forever. I ship these bouquets all over the US, so when it leaves my workshop, I need to be confident that the bouquet that I placed in the box arrives to my customer in the same condition. This is why I'm such a perfectionist when it comes to mechanics, because good floral design is contingent on the arrangement's ability to hold up and maintain its shape and quality. This is a flat back design, so I cover the backside mechanics with some large leaves, and I finish the handle with a rubber band and conceal it with a final generous wrapping of floral tape. I also add a dot of hot glue to each end of the trimmed stems. Since these have wires in them, I want to protect against any accidental snags or scratches. For the finishing touch, I'm adding a chiffon ribbon to conceal the floral tape wrapping on the handle, and for this type of bouquet, I do a streamer style so I keep the ribbon long and flowy. Here's the final look. Follow for more faux floral design tutorials.